Hi, Sunnyside. It's Mrs.Krga, and I'm coming to you from my living room today because we are not allowed to be in the building until tomorrow. I hope everyone is doing well and taking care of themselves and staying put in their house. Okay? The sooner we all stay in our houses, hopefully the sooner we get back to school, and we miss you. Your teachers miss you. I cannot stress that enough. I'm sure those of you that have been on Zoom with your teachers, you know how much they miss you right now. So a couple of different reminders for you. Some for Mrs. Anderson, others are just some different pieces of information that I want to share with families and students. Tomorrow, the building will be open from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you did not come to the building on Thursday and pick up week 2 materials for days 6 through 10, you may come to the building tomorrow between 11 and 1 p.m. and pick up any week 2 e-learning packets. This is also an opportunity for any 5th or 6th graders who did not pick up their Chromebooks on Thursday. You have another chance to do so tomorrow. With that being said, speaking of Chromebooks, Mrs. Anderson wanted to make sure she pointed out 5th and 6th graders, if you have younger siblings, please allow them to use your devices as well to access their teacher's materials via Seesaw so that they have some time on the device as well. If you have other devices at home and you don't have a 5th or 6th grader, please know that one device can be used between more than one child. They can kind of share the time on the device to make sure that they are accessing their materials on Seesaw and Canvas. We really would encourage you, if able, to do the work via Seesaw and Canvas, only because this allows your teacher to see what you're doing more in real time rather than having to wait until we do return to school. They can provide you feedback. They can offer you assistance based on what they see you're doing sooner rather than later. What else do I have for Mrs. Anderson? Mrs. Anderson had really hoped tomorrow that we would have food available for pickup as well with e-learning packets and Chromebooks. However, unfortunately, we will not have any food available at our building site for pickup tomorrow. So we do apologize to our families. We had hoped it would be a different situation, but just e-learning packets and Chromebooks for pickup tomorrow. What else? 5th and 6th graders, especially your teachers, knowing that so many of you have devices, you have individualized accounts. Please check your email on a daily basis. Your teachers are communicating a lot of important information with you via email. Outside of 5th and 6th grade, teachers are communicating with parents via email and any other social media platforms, Seesaw and Canvas. They are trying to communicate with you in every way that they know possible. Please make sure that you are reading any of those communications on a daily basis. They are sending out a lot of different information. We are trying to engage and interact with students as many ways as possible. So we want to know that you're doing okay. We want to be able to support you during this time. So please make sure that you are checking any communications on a regular basis. One of the things that should have come out this week, our UA teachers are going to be building in time to their schedules where they are available to answer questions via Zoom that students may have regarding the UA lessons. They also just want to check in and see your faces. They want to know that you're doing okay. And know that they are here to support you as well. So Mrs. Taylor and Mrs. Howard actually started Zoom conferences today with several different classrooms. I believe they met with 1st graders and 2nd grade. So hopefully you were able to hop on Zoom and check in with Mrs. Taylor and Mrs. Howard. I know they were excited to see those students who did hop on. They will be doing this again on Wednesday and Thursday for the remaining grade levels and classes that they did not meet with today. So please make sure that you've checked for that information from your child's classroom teacher. Also, speaking of Mrs. Taylor and Mrs. Howard, I don't know how many of you know this, students, but parents, you probably don't know this, and this is some important information that I'd like to take the time to share with you now. Mrs. Taylor and Mrs. Howard are 2 of our 3 advisor leads. Miss Huntley is our 3rd advisor lead, who is a 6th grade teacher. So our advisor leads, they kind of collaborate between Sunnyside and the district, but they bring back any initiatives in relation to social emotional learning. They also support students in small groups who need some additional support as far as emotional regulation or having a growth mindset, self-confidence, those types of skills. So they work with students to support that aspect of their learning. And so I think, especially with everything that's going on right now, we all could benefit from some social emotional learning just because we have so many questions, more than we do answers at this point, and there's a lot of uncertainty. We know that people are anxious. We see it. We know. These are uncertain times. It's uncharted territory, and we are just trying to do the best that we can. So we really want to put an emphasis on the social emotional learning, just as much as we've put an emphasis on the academic learning for our students. So one of the things that our advisor leads are going to be doing is they are going to be sharing with us a daily affirmation. So an affirmation is just a positive statement that is intended to be read and repeated, but it is designed to replace any negative thoughts or feelings that we may be having. So it is challenging those negative thoughts and replacing them with a better one. So I'm really excited to share today's daily affirmation because I think it's so relevant to what we're going through right now. So give me a second. I'm going to pull it up here so that I can share with you. All right. So our daily affirmation today, courtesy of Miss Huntley, is do what you can with what you have where you are. I want everyone to repeat after me. Do what you can with what you have where you are. So that's our daily affirmation today. And again, it's just a simple statement intended to be repeated and replace any of those negative thoughts that we might be having. The other piece that they've asked me to share with you, they would like to share an activity or a tip, something that you could easily do at home to support our overall well-being and our social emotional health. So today's suggestion comes to you also from Miss Huntley. I'll be sharing from all three of them, is building a schedule. So we're all learning, what does it mean to work at home? What does it mean to have our kids at home all day? So think about developing a schedule that works for you and your family, just to provide everyone with some consistency and routines as we are trying to learn this unfamiliar place that we are currently in. So think about at what time should we still be going to bed? When are we waking up? Build in some family time into that schedule. When should we plan on having lunch every day? But just to support our overall well-being and maintain some of that consistency and routine that we are so accustomed to, develop a schedule that works for you and your family. There are plenty of different suggestions. I'm sure some of you have seen them on social media, but develop something that works for you and your family. It's not a one-size-fits-all. However, we do think the consistency and routine will help everyone's overall well-being during these times. I think that's all I have for you. Quite a bit today. We do look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow again from 11 to 1, picking up e-learning packets for days 6 through 10 and Chromebooks for 5th and 6th graders if you did not already pick them up. Again, we'll see you from a distance, but we will be so excited to see your faces because we miss you. None of us are work-at-home people, believe it or not, because we're so used to being with you. So we look forward to seeing your faces from a distance. Please stay healthy. Only go out if you absolutely have to. We hope to see you sooner rather than later. Take care, everybody.